Hey guys, Tarke here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you actual tips for the upcoming league, which are valid because we haven't got the patch notes yet. Stop watching videos from people who give you build guides before the patch notes. Also, I've got a log fire going because it's chilly, he says without wearing any long sleeves, but anyway. So, these are just going to be a few general tips, mostly for an SSF point of view. The most important thing isn't actually even this video, it's this video, which I made last league, which was a in-depth filter blade tutorial about how to make your own loot filters. I'll leave a link to this video down below. This is the most important takeaway. Watch this video, make your own loot filters. Having a good loot filter is the most important thing in Path of Exile, especially in SSF. Also, one caveat of this loot filter and something which is very important for SSF is these whole inscribed ultimatum things. This whole requires X div card or X unique to be turned into another unique. Usually when it comes to filter blade stuff in SSF, I'm very much a fan of if you don't need it for your build, there's no reason to pick it up. In this league, if you have access to the premium div card tab and you have access to the unique stash tab premium, I think you should have all uniques and all div cards on your filter until you've got like a decent foundation, and then once you've got like most of them, you can then take them off. The div card one you can maybe still being selective with. I'm not saying you should be picking up every single like vendor trash div card, but if there's a case where there's like, I don't know, turn a fertile mind div card into a doctor, that might be a bit extreme. You'll suddenly feel a bit silly if you don't then have a fertile mind. And yes, you could then just go and add it back to your filter, but you'd rather not have to go back and farm trash div cards. This is more of a thing with uniques. I'm going to be trying not to vendor uniques until I at least have one of everything in SSF, because, like, sod's law, my luck would be I got a random trash unique that is terrible, I'd vendor it, and then 10 minutes later I'd get a sacrifice, a bitter dream, a reward, headhunter, and I'd be like, oh, I kind of wish I hadn't done that. So yes, set up your filters, watch my filter blade tutorial. This is one thing that you can actually do now. You can sort of vaguely plan around build archetypes about patch notes. For example, you could be like, I generally play a lot of acro builds, so I will make a generic attack, generic caster evasion filter, and then I will then pick what skill I use when I see patch notes. See what I mean? So that's sort of the stuff that you could actually work on now, and if you want to be working on League Start stuff, this is what you should be working on, filter blade stuff. Otherwise, when it comes to just super generic tips I can give for League Start things, I always like to League Start builds which are good at running Labyrinth, because you need to run your trials at League Start. Also, with the lab changes that you can actually farm Helm enchants now quite easily, I'm planning on farming Helm enchants in SSF. So I'm going to make sure that whatever build I League Start is good at running lab. So you're going to be looking at builds with very high movement speed. You're going to be looking at builds which either have a lot of physical mitigation or a lot of regeneration. So that would be anything with Fortify effect scaling, something like a Raider, something like a Pathfinder. Sab would actually be pretty good. It's got a bunch of regen in there. Mind of a Matter builds are very good at lab. Mind of Matter Agnostic especially very good at lab. So, you know, those are the kind of things you could be thinking around. Okay, I'm going to have to run lab trials anyway at League Start, so I need something which can run lab trials. I may as well have fun with it on my League Start. You know, you don't want to be playing something which is like super glass cannon, has 0 life regen, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I've got to go and stand in all of these traps. That would feel really bad. Also, it's just one of those things where there's nothing wrong with having a bit of defense in builds. From what we've seen from like little press things from Ultimatum, it looks like having some regen would be nice. I don't know. And that's really it. Work on your filters. Make sure you're picking up uniques early. Don't count on getting a reliquary drop. I'm expecting a lot of people that are going to start complaining when they don't get reliquaries dropping. I'm expecting these to be stupidly rare. I'm Tarke. Have a good day. And just watch 5 minutes and 20 seconds of nothing more, by the way, for ad revenue, I guess. Oh, pit course to carry. Probably should have planned to have a little bit more to say, really. The really bad thing is I've started using my phone as my webcam, so I can't even just like browse on my phone. It's gotten quite awkward now, hasn't it? I think me drawing attention to how painful this video is becoming to watch isn't helping this video become any less painful to watch. But generally with this sort of humour, which, you know, they're not very funny kind, is you reach a point where it starts being funny again. I don't think we're at that point yet. I'm getting a bookshelf because I've got a lot of books. Got some, that's a book. These aren't books, but you know, they're based on books. So, you know, sort of a book. I've got more books than that. So this is why a lot of content creators make videos before patch notes being like best league start ever, because while it's useless information, because most of the time it's outdated and wrong, it's actually information. Whereas in this, I've struggled to fill about 4 minutes, and now I'm just sort of talking about a bookshelf that I may or may not get. Go on that back wall there, because I've got a lot of junk, sort of see, because I haven't got anywhere to put my junk. I've had a nice bookshelf with books on it. Then I'm surprised no one's mentioned that. I was expecting people to be like, "What's that about?" That is a impromptu punching bag. It's actually pretty good. It weighs about 15 kg. I'm working on my strikes. You don't strike like that, but it's because I got fucked wrists. So I was like, oh, I just swore. Now I've lost any ad revenue I would have gone from stretching this video out to 10 minutes. Bollocks. But yeah, I thought I'd try and strengthen my wrists. It's a masturbation joke in there somewhere. I mean, we've lost the revenue, so at this point you just sort of go for it, I guess. But yeah. Feels a bit redundant now stretching the video to 10 minutes because, you know, we said fuck, bollocks and masturbation, so now it's kind of not really got any point to it. I have a Patreon. That's alright. Quite like having a door on the fire because you get the benefits of fire, but also the benefits of a door, which stops the fire from leaping out on furry blanket, because the cat quite likes a furry blanket. And don't worry, I never have furry blanket near fire when door is open. It goes away from fire, and then the door goes on, and then I let it recline. But if there are any firefighters watching, they're probably like, actually, mate, even with a door, you shouldn't have blanket that close to fire. Probably should just start to talk about the fire earlier, because actually we're getting quite a bit of mileage out of this. There's a lot of new restrictions and laws in the UK about the sort of fuels you can and can't burn. So if you're wondering, don't worry, we're not doing any of that nasty stuff. This is just the premium random bits of wood I found on the street because I'm broke and can't. Buying actual like pre-chopped wood's quite expensive, really. And paying for gas bills. You'd think that paying for things wouldn't cost money, you know, but sadly it does. I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Watch my filter blade tutorial, by the way. Bye-bye.